Good morning and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Light. I was thinking a lot about what does it look like when we're blessed by God? What are those signs that accompany those people, right? Like we generally tend to think, okay, if God is with me, if my life is blessed, I have the car that I want, I have the house that I want, my bank account is set up just fine. My relationships are going great. You see, because we have that tendency to look at those people whose lives, especially now on social media, because we scroll and see people living their best lives. And we think like they're so blessed by God. They must be doing something right in their lives that things are going so well for them. But God wants me to tell you guys today that it's time to take off the training wheels of your faith. And that mentality, that outward signs, these blessings, these material blessings, that relationships and everything are going well, that's just the surface. It's not the real indicator of that God is with us or not. That's having the training wheels off. And it's time to go to a place of more mature faith. Now, what is that place of more mature faith? We know that God is a God of fullness. God didn't only create the day, but he also created the night. God, he's a God of completion. So in the same way that we see people that are blessed, or when our lives are going according to the plan, the way we want them to, in the same way that happens, God is still with us and still blessing us, if not even more, in those times of darkness, when we don't see him, when we don't feel him, when everything's going wrong, when we get laid off, when our car stops working, when we have negative $1 in our bank account, I'm going to tell you that God is still with you, and probably even stronger than when everything seems to be going right. Why? Because in John 15, Jesus tells us that God prunes every branch that does bear fruit, that it may bear even more fruit. Because when things are going our way, we are comfortable. We have everything we need. There's no reason for us to pursue anything more and to grow. But it's in those times that we're struggling, that things don't feel right, that God is working even more. And Hebrews 11:1 tells us that faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. So let me tell you guys something. If everything looks perfect, what do you need faith for? You don't. It's in these moments of darkness and despair. So if you're going through something right now and you're asking God to take it away and you're suffering and you just don't see the way out and you don't feel God, that's where your faith is. Being sure of what you hope for and certain of what you do not see. Because I can guarantee you, God is working. God is working in those areas to lift you up to where you need to be. So just in the same way that you accept him when everything's going perfectly and these outward signs of everything looking amazing, you have to accept those moments in which he's doing things interiorly in you, in which he is pruning you so that you can bear more fruit. Because you better believe that what's going to come out of these moments of darkness, these moments of despair, these moments that you feel alone, you are going to be blessed tenfold. So take those training wheels off. Training wheels are just for little kids, right? They're for little kids that don't have the strength yet to get up and walk and ride their bike without them, right? But God wants you to take those training wheels off and see that he's got you. You're not dependent on the wheels. You're not dependent on these outward signs of blessings in order to grow and head in the direction that he created you for. But it's when you take these training wheels off and you go because your faith is solely in him, Hebrews 11:1, certain of what you hope for, sure of what you do not see, you go in that direction and God's got you. God's got you. I pray that this message touched you today. Share it with someone that needs to hear it. And God bless you. And always remember to let your light shine.